Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mr. Arsenal podcast. Sorry, it's a bit late, but as you can see, my guest hasn't turned up yet. I don't know where he is, but I've sent him a link. So as soon as he joins up, he put him into the stream. And yeah, for once, it's not going to be an Arsenal-related show. Obviously, as you can tell by the title, there'll be a Champions League watch-along of the Leipzig versus Athletico Madrid match. All I've done, plan was to do all four quarterfinals this week, but obviously with whether it has been in the UK, I didn't feel up to doing last night's one. But yeah, obviously tonight and the next few nights I'm doing that, and hopefully semi-finals and possibly the final. There's a conjunction. There's not conjunction. There's a pile-up, so we say, because there's another show we'll do on that Sunday as well. And if by magic, all right, Sam.
Hello. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I've literally just gone low. Literally, I'm sweating.
Yeah,
still.
It's hot here too, mate. Bloody hell, it's melting, isn't it?
Well, it's like I said to you, yesterday in the DMs on Twitter. The humidity over in the UK, as you know, it's absolutely abysmal.
Ugh. Sticky here too, mate. It really is. So I was having a look at the lineups now. Literally, just managed to start looking at this. Let's see who Leipzig got. So what, Leipzig? Has Werner gone then? Is he not? You're not in the team anymore. They're just not using him.
Who's that?
Werner.
He's at Chelsea training. He refused to play for him. He forced him to. He refused to play. Then the Champions League quarter final could be a possible semi-final, and he refused to play. So that's calm as a bitch, as they say.
What's happened to these footballers? Honestly, there's just no pride in them anymore, is there? They don't want to play football. They just want to take their paycheck and fuck off to the Bahamas, don't they? I mean,
we'll get on to our little drama today with our own little player in a bit. But yeah, before I get going, obviously I've got Michael P in the chat. Wants to give a shout out to Football Fan Zone, which today I've been added to the group as content. I don't know what it was, but basically, we're going to be working together from now on. So go on Facebook, go and find Football Fans. I think I might send you the link, Sam. Invite earlier.
Okay.
But yeah, for anyone else who's got Facebook, go and look for Football Fan Zone.
I'll give it a look. Give it a check. Check it out.
Give it a like and follow. We've got mixture of fans. Got Liverpool, Real Madrid, one of that lot down the road. Basically, a whole mixture. There's a whole community trying to build up, basically.
Right. So Partey, is he starting?
I haven't seen it. No, I don't think so.
No, he's not starting either.
Here we go. You watch the Arsenal fans come out in force. That means he's coming. He's coming.
Is he on the bench?
Probably on the bench, I think. I know Yao Felix is on the bench.
Yeah, he's on the bench.
Surprised me, to be honest, because obviously being the youthful player that he is, got more pace than what Diego Costa has. But hey, what do I know? It was like 4 minutes in, and Leipzig had most of the ball, to be honest.
Well, Partey's supposed to be, if not the best midfielder they have, one of the best midfielders they have, and they're not even playing him. I mean, it's...
Well, no, he's meant to be... This is the thing. When they came to us in the Europa League a couple of years back, me and my brother were there. We were on the middle tier, basically. And we were right behind the goal at the clock end, where obviously away fans are. So we were literally, for the first half, we were watching him and how he's positioning. Because at the time he was being played between the DMs and a fullback. But they've molded him into this fantastic midfielder.
Yeah.
Even then, you could see the talent that was there, the absolute beast of a play that they've got there. I think, and I'm sorry, 50 mil is an absolute bargain.
It makes no sense, does it? No, it makes no sense that we can't pay that.
And then again, if you believe what Mesut says, we'll get into that in a sec. Bloody hell. What a day. What week. We're waiting all week for the announcement of Banyang, all week for the announcement of Woodyan, to just get it over and done with. We get neither of that. We get nothing.
What is our club up to? Honestly, we just mess about so much, don't we? We just mess about.
In the meantime, fucking Mez has had an interview with fucking Ornstein. A terrible interview. He tried to make himself up. He tried to be a poor old me. Feel sorry for me. And it's backfired really, because it's in the end it's made not only just the club look bad in that one sense, but it's also made him look even worse. Especially in certain words that he's used, like maybe I was right not to take a pay cut and things like that. And I'm like,
it's like I tweeted. This is Winston Bogart all over again. And as I said, the fans, if the fans ever get eyes on him this season, if he's still at Arsenal and they get eyes on him somewhere, they should all be singing, "Oh, you Bogart in disguise! Oh, you Bogart! Oh, you Bogart! Oh, you Bogart in disguise!"
But it's actually as well. It's like it's not just him as it's players in general of this generation that have this attitude of we dictate if we stay or if we go. Is the word he's used today in interviews about him going or staying? It's basically that I decided. The club don't decide. I decide.
Well, actually, that's what I'm starting to wonder about. I'm starting to, do the clubs really, are they that passive now that they don't care anymore? I mean, surely they have the power to say to us, "Well, listen, we don't want you anymore. Here you go. Here's some money. Fuck off." Surely they have the power to do that.
You'd think so. Any club would do that, but for some reason, Merza and his PR team think different.
Because you're allowed to terminate a contract. I mean, surely there's. I'm no expert on British employment law and everything, but there must be surely as the employer, Arsenal as the employer, surely they have some rights over his contract to cancel his contract or terminate his contract somehow if they want to.
Well, that's the thing. It's not like we can't do it because we've done it recently with Henrik Mkhitaryan. We literally not tore up his contract physically, but we actually said to him, "We don't want you're not suited here. We need to take your contract. We don't want any money for you. Just go, basically." And again,
let's talk about 18. Let's talk about 18 mil, innit? If we pay out his entire contract, every penny, it's about 18 mil. But there's talk of maybe settling, maybe like around 15 or something like that. If we can settle for around 15 and say goodbye.
Yeah, settle. Because the longer this goes, the longer he's at the club, and the longer this dispute goes on between him and the club, the worse it makes everyone. It makes us a bigger laughing stock. We need to act like a big club once and for all, and nip it in the bud. Cut our losses and be done with it. Everyone goes their separate ways.
It's not worth. I mean, you look at all the noise and the attention. Surely it's worth it just to get rid of him. Just get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't have that there anymore.
Oh dear.
Because you know what it's going to be like. No matter what we do, all of a sudden he's going to pop up and say something and draw all the attention away from what we're doing, isn't he?
No, exactly. And especially if we think this thing or biography to be somewhat not tell, but drop a few hints here and there. If he gets a hint that he's going to be mentioned in it, he's going to be on the attack straight away. Him and his PR team. He never loved me. He never wanted me. No, he just played every fucking week, and he did really fucking playing well. But no, that's enough for you all. If anything, when you first came to us, your best football was in the first couple of years, and even then, that's questionable.
Yeah. I mean, he had a couple of decent seasons, a couple of good seasons. That season where he was on his way to breaking his hit record, and it just stopped basically because Giroud stopped scoring goals.
Right up. Yeah. 15-16 when Leicester won the title, yeah.
That was it. It was just like at Christmas, it just stopped up, didn't it? He was doing amazing. It was like a 15 or something like that just before Christmas. And we're like, oh, wow, we're going to have like a 30 assist season here or something.
And it
just stopped.
It literally just stopped. The last goal was against Liverpool away, and he just stopped for like the rest of the season until like the Villa game last game of the season. It's like, taking the piss. And obviously, in the meantime, Leicester walked away the title. Because even though we finished second, it's a false position for us in that season.
Yeah.
We're 10 points.
And you know what?
Top team.
The thing is, I think he's completely over and done with for us anyway. Because Mikel Arteta knows what he's doing now. I mean, I think he's proven that he knows what he's doing, and Mikel Arteta's played with him and has a lot of respect for him. We've seen that he has given him a chance before the lockdown and everything. Before to stop him play, and so I think that the fact that he didn't even include him in any of he included him in the squad a few times, but he didn't actually include him in any of the starting lineups and didn't bring him on to play. I think that just shows really that is he hasn't got anything to contribute to for us anymore. Because I think if he had something to contribute, if he had something to give us, Arteta would have given him a chance. I really do think that. So he really isn't offering us anything anymore, and I think that we've got to take him not playing as a very a very straightforward sign of that he hasn't got anything for us anymore.
The Arsenal Misfit says here, Ozil knows if he leaves, his football career's over, basically, which means his sponsors will leave him. I mean, that's the thing. He's already lost sponsors over the course of this summer as well.
Adidas already left him.
The big boys, the big one, had been Adidas from the beginning of his career. They've walked away from him. Yeah, I get what you're saying. More and more will put away. But that's not our problem anymore. He's not producing on the pitch. And also, what pissed me off as well today is Arteta never gave me a chance. Well, I'm sorry. From December, we got away to Bournemouth all the way up to West Ham at home, before the lockdown hit, and we couldn't play football. He was featuring heavily, a lot more heavily than what he was early on in the season under Emery.
Yeah.
So Arteta did give him a chance. And whatever's going on the training pitch and behind the scenes, he hasn't been clearly putting his shift in, basically, clearly, because Arteta is one of them. He's always said if you produce on the training pitch, you will start. Match to match, every 11 I pick is based on what I see on the training pitch for that match day. So clearly Arteta's doing something wrong there, but never got a chance though. And now he's dictating if and when he leaves.
Well, again, it's just Ozil thinking he's the boss, isn't he? And he's not. He's not the boss. And I think it's really good of Arteta to stand his ground, the club to stand their ground and say, listen, sorry, you're not playing. We don't want you to play, so that's it. And then it shows you what a horrible footballer Ozil's turned into. He doesn't basically want to play football anymore, obviously, because if he wanted to play football and revive his career, he could have easily moved on somewhere, and got a good contract somewhere else. Not 350k, of course, but he could have still got a good, sizable contract somewhere else and carried on playing football. But he obviously doesn't want to do that, right? Football's not his most important thing anymore for him anymore, is it? It's obviously the money and the, it's doing a Winston Bogart. That's what it is. It's new Winston Bogart from Chelsea all over again, and it's disgraceful. It's going to ruin, for me, it ruins his career, it ruins his legacy. To go out like this, where you basically the last 2 years of your if he ends up at Arsenal now for this season, the last 2 years of your career, basically, you just didn't turn up. You just wanted to get paid and didn't want to turn up. You didn't want to play. And that's it. I mean, what a disgrace. I mean, as a footballer, that's just disgraceful. That's what it is.
Yeah, definitely. And also, Donovan in the chat is asking who would fit in the Arsenal system Arteta is building. I'm assuming that signings coming in. I'm assuming he means by that. I think the players that we've been linked with would actual players that do seem to would actually fit into what he's trying to build here. Because it's clear he doesn't want to play the five at the back full term. He wants a flat back four, so to speak. But obviously, the players we have can't do that.
We need a strong ball winning midfielder. If we're going to go to four in the back, we have to strengthen up the midfield.
But even then,
so that's the key. So if we get a Partey or someone at his level, then we can go to a back four, because then we've got that protection in midfield. Because right now we don't have the protection in midfield, and that's why we need that extra support from a back five.
Exactly. I'll go through the chat again. Obviously, like the Arsenal Misfit saying that's the last thing I'll be saying about him on the internet. He is
I mean, it's just what a disgrace, honestly, to go out and say these things like he's not the problem. I mean, Jesus Christ.
And also, Donovan Arteta put his trust in Luiz, and everyone said he was washed up. And
then Luis repaid him.
Yeah, exactly. So what?
He's had some dodgy games, but he repaid him.
And again, straight away that throws out what Mel's saying about him not getting chances, because clearly you're putting your weight and you're doing what he's asking you to do. You get your chance.
Exactly. I mean, even though we know, of course, Luis has had some poor games and you can't really trust him 100%. But listen, he's had some amazing games as well. And in the games that counted the most, he was really good, And for Arteta to get that out of him compared to what he was doing under Emery, I think he's done a great job, But he tried with Ozil. Like you said, he tried with Ozil after Christmas, gave him a few chances, and he just squandered that. He showed he didn't turn up.
He even played.
His attitude was poor.
Oh. Literally, the last game of the poor lockdown, West Ham at home, he started that game, played the majority of that game, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so you can't say he never got the chances. He got plenty of chances, and clearly he's done something wrong. The waiting aside for a second, training side, he's clearly doing something wrong off on the training pitch to not be picked. And to be, as you said, since we come back. He featured in the matchday squad twice on the bench.
Something like that.
But never actually played.
2 or 3 times, yeah.
And the last time we saw him on the bench was the Southampton away.
Yeah.
And then since then we've heard nothing of him, apart from me.
Meza Poppins, wasn't it? Meza Poppins. Again, just taking the focus away for all the wrong reasons, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently there was a penalty shout as well, which VAR took forever to check, apparently, and they just finished checking it. That penalty.
No, I'm watching the game, and it's it's backwards and forwards. Yeah. Atletico have had a couple of decent chances.
I mean, Atletico set was away. Simeone sets up, so no surprise there. It worked. Let's be honest, it worked for them against Liverpool. So,
Upamecano's looking good. He's had a few solid tackles so far.
Yeah. He's looking comfortable on the ball as well.
But he signed a new contract, so we can forget about him.
Yeah, apparently. But again, we say that, but we've been heavily linked with that Gabriel from Lille.
Yeah, he looks like a good player from what everyone's reporting about him. I haven't really seen much of him myself, but a lot of people are saying he's a solid player.
I mean, our fan base is something else. The fact they're stalking his family members left, right, and centre. His cousin is wearing an Arsenal kit. His sister started following Arsenal. He's following certain players that are playing for Arsenal all of a sudden. It's like, he's coming. Don't get me wrong, if we get him, I'll be ecstatic, because he does seem like a quality player. It adds quality, and it means that certain players that are at the club at the moment on the days are numbered. We're trying to get rid of them, i.e. Socrates, Holding possibly, and he could
Chambers.
Chambers as well, because you can't really get rid of Mustafi now because he's putting performance in. You can't then go, you've done well for us and piss off, but you've all at the same time given David Luiz a new contract in the meantime for doing the exact same thing. So that just contradicts. That's the schools and honesty throughout the bloody squad. You got Pierre any second now, or I say any second, any day, year, whatever. That's on his new contract.
Yeah, just dragging it out, aren't they? I mean, Jesus Christ!
I guarantee you.
What are they waiting for? What are they waiting for? The second coming of the Messiah or something? What are they waiting for?
What's the date tomorrow?
14th.
14th. He's 14. We won the 14th.
It can't be that bad, surely. It can't be that bad. 14. Number 14. 14 FA Cups.
On the 14th, at 14 minutes past 2 and the 14th second.
that would actually be quite awesome if they did that, but at the same time it would be just get on with it.
For the sake. I mean, worst kept secret as well in terms of transfers. Willian coming to Arsenal. Oh, he still has.
He's basically said goodbye to everyone. He's been at the Colony for a medical.
Yeah, Kia's even been on Talk Sports today with Jim White and Natalie. He was saying, because in the clip on Twitter, we know where he's going any day now. We know exactly. We know where he's going. Just fucking announce it.
And Kia basically saying he's the Arsenal director of football. Basically, that's what he was saying in that interview.
Yeah, because he also took a dig at Spen Mislintat as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Big up John in the chat. I'm a resident Liverpool fan as well.
Here he is, our resident Liverpool fan. Big up Johnny boy. How you doing,
also,
mate?
John, if you feel like coming into the stream, the link's in the Pookie chat. So go in there, link up, and I'll bring you in. And also, when I say Pookie, it's if you know, you know, basically. I'm not going to go into it because I can get more. Because later on down the line, well, we reach that £1,000, it could come back and bite me on the arse. So, he did ask as well. What do you guys think of Thiago from Bayern?
He's a good player, isn't he? He's a good player. He's a good player. I think he'll be a good addition for the Liverpool team. Yeah, he's a good solid player, good solid midfielder.
Who did you replace that midfielder? Do you think he was coming as initially a squad player and have to work for it?
Probably, I don't know. It could probably be like a rotation player with Fabinho, maybe. I mean, Fabinho is. I know he's been improving a lot lately, but I see him more in that Fabinho role. To be honest, not the Henderson role. I think Henderson's got that down. Henderson had a great season, but but still, it strengthens their squad, doesn't it? Because you can have injuries, you can have suspensions. It's good to have that squad rotation going, isn't it? Especially if they're going to keep going on all fronts.
Arsenal Misfit saying as well, my dream midfield signings would be both Decore and Partey, but can we afford that though? I think in the current climate,
we can afford it. It's just we're not going to. We're gonna spend that money elsewhere, probably.
But also, I think any company can afford it. It's just what we're doing. What we did last summer, agreeing a deal with the current clubs. Like
because you're looking at
installment based.
43 million is a release clause for Partey. And Decore now, with Watford going down, they can't ask maximum price for him anymore. They're not in that driver's seat anymore when it comes to negotiations. So, Decore probably 30 million, something like that. Maybe you could get him for that. Maybe a bit more, 40. And 80 million for those two. You've got a solid midfield for 80 million. It's worth it, but we just wouldn't do that, would we? We'd go for one of them.
I doubt he's going to want to. Have you seen Watford's new kit? I doubt he's going to want to be wearing that next season. It's absolutely.
In the chat.
Yeah, I was just about to put him on the thing about a little dig at Liverpool. He did mess about though. Literally signed for him within 24 hours. He won a bloody the Russian equivalent of the Community Shield or something, some cup or something in Russia. Right, here we go. Just going back into the thing. Michael Pease, do you think, despite the rumours of Sancho staying at Dortmund, do you think the deal could still get snatched like previous deals by Dortmund, and they've said it's over? Because obviously, you think he's acquiring back to Aubameyang. When Aubameyang thinks of us, Dortmund are like, no. And obviously, then Aubameyang kicked off and forced to move. And who was it? Dembele as well.
The thing is, there's two things here. I think. One, I don't think Sancho is that type of guy who's going to start kicking off and demanding a transfer. And
doesn't sound like it.
Because I think he would have already done that. If he wanted to go to United, he would have already done that. In my opinion, he would have already thrown the toys out the pram and been throwing hissy fits all over the place and handed in a transfer request if he really wanted to. So that's not the case with Sancho. I think Sancho's a more humble, bit more down to earth player than what Aubameyang was at Dortmund, and so I think he's happy to stay there for the time being, because Sancho, he's doing well in the Bundesliga. He'll probably stay there another season before he feels like he needs to move on. So I can see him staying on there. And also the big thing I've been reading lately, through all the what's going on behind the scenes, blah 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 blah, but. Apparently, what it is, Dortmund are sticking very, very much to their 100. They want 120 million pounds for him, or euros, and they want most of that. And they want most of that up front. They don't want that over a very long-term structured deal. They want most of that money up front, and that's what United are struggling with, is negotiating that fee with them. They want most of the 120 million.
Apparently, it's that and the fact that Man United don't evaluate Sancho at that price, but they're not telling Dortmund what price they do evaluate though. They're just saying we don't value them at that price. And as people have said, well, in any transfer you have the current club and the club wants to buy someone. They both have different. They might have different valuations, but then once you both put it out there, that's when you start negotiating, and then you sort of come to some sort of agreement down the line. It just seems like Man United are just digging their heels in. And I think Dortmund are in a strong position, and from what I heard yesterday, because I think the German reporter who got on Sky News over in the UK was asking him questions on it. And from what Sancho's saying himself, he's happy where he is. He's not doesn't want to push for a move or anything. He's happy where he is. He's excited as in going forward with Dortmund and the players that are coming through, and obviously just signed that guy from Birmingham City. And obviously the way how he's worded things there, it's like people when I came in, I was at that age as well, and people helped me. So I want to give back as well. So it doesn't.
He just seems more down to earth, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think the move to Dortmund. If he stayed at City, obviously that might have been a different story. I think the move to Dortmund and coming back down to earth to a club that's a bigger club than historically wise, but a club where it's not in the spotlight as much in England as Man City are.
So I think Sancho feels comfortable, like I said, at Dortmund. I don't think he feels like he needs to move. He doesn't feel like he's desperate to move. I think he wants to go. Like if Man United come in, agree with Dortmund, I think they agreed terms with him. I think he's probably got some kind of terms agreed behind the scenes. He'll go to United if they pony up for him. But if they don't, he's not going to throw the toys out the pram if he doesn't go. That's the thing, I think.
No, and that's the thing. As you said, you're not going to throw his toys out the pram. But obviously, at some point, he will want to come up to the Premier League just to stick it to Man City because obviously they never gave him a chance at all.
But he's still got plenty of time, hasn't he? You can stay there another season or two. He can stay there another season or two at least before he wants to start moving back, right? He's fine there. He's cushy, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He's getting into the England squad as well, so it's not like he's not getting into it.
Yeah,
he's got that pressure of that.
He's comfortable.
27 minutes in here, and my stuck on 28 now. 0-0.
It's fairly even, isn't it? It's fairly even matched.
What did you make of last night's quarter-final PSG and how lucky they got in the end?
I just saw the highlights. It's just lucky again, aren't they? I mean, I felt sorry for Atalanta because Atalanta are a real up and coming team, aren't they? I love the way they play. That high pressing, high intensity game. I love it. They really, really stuck it to them, didn't they? But at the end of the day, it's the quality, isn't it? They just got that little bit of quality over them, and it's those moments that decide it, isn't it?
And they've all placed to score a winning goal. It had to be the former Stoke player.
Yeah.
So now again, Sky in the UK here made a big deal out of that because now you've got the 7th player to have played for Stoke. That's also played in the Champions League or going to be playing in the Champions League semi-final. Because they've had crowds, guys at Liverpool now, Shaqiri, Bojan, a few others, mates. But yeah.
Bojan, that Kirkic, he was supposed to be the next big thing, wasn't he? He's just flopped.
The next thing after Messi, basically, the new Messi coming through the ranks, sort of thing. And but the way Barcelona is so easy, you're like, okay, you can have him. And they sold him like that. I spoke volumes to me.
Exactly. He ended up in the Premier. What was it? Stoke? He ended up at
Stoke City.
Yeah.
Yeah, signed for Stoke in Premier League. I don't know where he's gone now though. Since obviously he got relegated, and he obviously left, didn't he? I don't know where he went to. But yeah, it is what it is. In that sense, I was going for the chat.
It's a bit boring, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
It's a bit boring at the moment. There's not really much happening.
No, you need. I think it does desperately. Like last night's game, needed a goal just to get that spark going. But the piece, I was in the screen here. John saying Sancho could wait another season, like you said.
Yeah, Liverpool. He could end up at Liverpool in 2 seasons. Yeah, he could.
Yeah, and the Manx have that'd be a bigger meltdown between the two Manx.
That bloody Terry flu has honestly been going on every day. Oh, Sanchez United player, Sanchez United player, Sanchez.
I know.
Fuck off,
Tom?
Honestly, Jesus.
Yeah. Tom from Laguna Talk then tweeted out. Not got to. He put a tweet out. Put some tweet out, and then he replied basically. So he hasn't got to you then. Is that some random tweet where he's just gone? Yeah. I'm not like. See, I wasn't. He is coming. Clearly, he isn't. But. And as I said before, Dortmund are in a strong position here. They're the guys on a 3-year contract. They extended it last summer, and he wants to be there. He doesn't want to leave yet.
Yep.
Michael P., what kits overall that you've seen announced would you say looks the nicest?
I haven't really had a look at too many of them. I must say, I'm not too chuffed with ours. The new kit we've got. I'm not too chuffed with that. I don't think it looks brilliant. To be honest.
What one of ours? We've got.
Well, I'll tell you, first of all,
itself.
the new home kit, the new one with that red. I don't like all the texture behind the texture behind in the red there on the domain. I don't really like that. But that white shirt with the red bits all over it. Is that the new away kit, or is that the third kit?
The away kit is the white with the little veiny red marbly effect.
How the hell did they get away with that? How the hell did they get away with that? When you look at one of our main sponsors is Visit Rwanda, went through a genocide in the early 90s, and you've got a shirt that looks like they've been cut into pieces. I mean, who got that approved? Their words are, it's to commemorate the marble halls of Highbury. It's a marble effect. It isn't what we're. I'm just like. Well, actually, marble's not red. Marble's like a deep purple, isn't it? Or a grey.
Yeah.
The first thing I saw, I was like, "What is that? A joke?" I literally said, "Is that a joke? Is that a joke I'm looking at?" That's not a away kit.
But I do realise, being our home kit is red and white, but mainly red with white sleeves, and their away kit will be white with bits of red in it. We're basically not going to be wearing their away kit much next season. It's going to be mainly us wearing the home kit and our third kit.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I just couldn't believe it. I really, it's disgusting to be honest. It really is.
I've seen Liverpool's one.
But that black one is a black one, isn't there? Or is that just a?
I think it's the third one, third kit.
That one looks quite nice. I thought that black one looks quite nice.
Yeah, you're about the goalkeeping one with the white trimmers.
Oh, is it the goalkeeping one? That one? Yeah, that looks nice. The goalkeeping one. Yeah.
Man United's I've seen Man United's one. Looks like a bus seat basically. It's like red. You've got another. In the UK, you've got the buses there. Little patterns like yellow, red.
Premier League kits, 2021. I'll have a look. Oh, here we go.
Big game tomorrow. Bayern Munich, Barcelona. Do that one as well. Can't be this bad.
How can't they just show pictures? Do I have to go in and click on everything?
Oh, Savage is down, and someone else will go Leipzig.
I'm looking at that. What? Oh,
Savage.
Oh yeah, it is Ed.
So they've got medics on, but yeah, you're saying you're looking at what you look at Man United's kit or Liverpool or what?
No, I'm looking at Arsenal's away kit again. How the hell did they get away with that? I mean, it looks like Friday the 13th, doesn't it?
Yeah, when we on Twitter we initially saw this and we all thought it was a joke. The amount of memes we had.
I don't mind
Archie Ripple, Dexter, that program Dexter, but he had a go.
Yeah. You got Visit Rwanda on the arm there, and it looks like someone's been slashed with a machete. I mean, great stuff, and it really well done.
Oh yeah, great PR that is. That's what I'm saying. The colour, the actual, as you said, the colours, the two colours they're using are literally our home colours, but the other way around, basically. We're not going to be wearing
very lazy.
We literally won't be wearing a kit. Look,
I like the third kit though. I'm looking at the third kit though. That blue.
Yeah. I like
Blue looks nice.
home colours being home colours. Away colours are yellow and blue. End of. What do obviously with the third kit? You want to mess about? That's the one you mess about with.
Villa's third kit looks like a shambles.
I don't know. But even then, we don't know it.
Right. Chelsea's away kit looks like pajamas.
Yes, yeah. I can't remember who it was now. A friend of mine, a Chelsea fan herself, said that as well. Like, and that bothered me. I'm buying it.
Just going through the kits. Oh bloody hell! Everton's goalkeeper and away.
Oh yeah, I've seen them as well.
Pink. Yeah. It looks horrible.
You've seen their sponsorship as well.
These looks quite nice.
Yeah, these have got Adidas now as well. So they're kit manufacturers Adidas as well. Yeah, Liverpool's one's like traditional red, and it's like a throwback to what was it?
It's got like a turquoise blue in it.
Yeah, like that throwback to the early '90s, and that turquoise in the kit itself.
But that away kit looks like a mouthwash bottle.
Yeah. Man City's
looks like it should have Colgate on it.
Have you seen Man City's away kit? That's something.
Look now. I'm looking through them. I'm at Liverpool.
Oh my days. But yeah, Man City's away kit.
Their third kit is even worse. Pink, salmon pink.
I think all the kit manufacturers have had a fucking brain fart moment this year.
Oh, Manchester City's home kit it looks horrible.
It's Puma, which as we know, Puma are no geniuses when it comes to fucking kits.
That looks like broken china, doesn't it? Blue china that's broken, all cracked up.
But yeah, when you see the away kit, you'll be like, fucking hell.
That's the away kit. And their third kit, what is that? That's like some kind of weird LSD trip. That's what that is.
Reece Thomas in the chat is asking, would you take Oblak at Arsenal?
Oblak, nah. We have two solid keepers. We don't need Oblak.
If we didn't have the keepers we've got in Nello and Martinez, then yeah. But we've got Martinez and Nello, and they haven't done since they've played respectively for our clubs. Especially this season, they ain't done nothing wrong. I mean, makes the odd mistake once in a blue moon. Martinez came in what was it? Weird, the most outrageous circumstances, and won up an FA Cup. So,
Ryan, I'm looking at the new Man United kit. And you're so right. It looks like a bus seat.
Yeah, literally like.
It does look like a bus seat.
Yellow, red, blue bits.
It just looks so cheap. It looks like it's all just full of buds. All these the buds, the materials coming out of it.
You just sit there picking at him. Just let the feather come out. John's in response to VC's question. I think any team would take Oblak as a Liverpool fan. Even I would take Oblak. You're just being greedy. You got Alisson, but then again, Alisson was number 2 to Szczesny. So technically, if you want Oblak, you want Szczesny as well.
Tell you what, I don't mind Southampton's new home kit. They're using Under Armour. They've got Under Armour as their kit sponsor. Yeah, their Southampton's home kit is quite nice.
Yeah, away kit's nice as well.
Yeah,
same pattern, but same template, but obviously away colours.
And West Ham just looks the same every year. They just don't change it, do they?
No, literally. This is the thing with Umbro I never got. The to and fro between obviously West Ham and Umbro. Like 1 minute they make the kits and this, that, and the other, and then West Ham goes to someone else and they go back to Umbro. Umbro's just lazy fuckers. They have no.
Umbro's so 90s. Umbro's just so 90s, isn't it? Football shoes, 90s football shoes.
90s and 80s, yeah. Late 80s, 90s, yeah. We should know.
New Balance, remember New Balance football shoes, because they were cheaper than Adidas.
Yeah. Donovan says nobody's going to wear City's kit.
Nah, looks terrible.
Players have to.
Looks terrible. I'll tell you what, I look for all the new kits, and they're not impressive. They're really not. They're not very good, all the new kits.
No, the only ones that, as you said, that look decent is Southampton's home and away. And Winston's in the chat. All right, how you doing? It's currently 0-0. Nothing's really really. Neither keeper's been really tested so far. There's been an injury.
It's been boring, to be honest.
There's been a blood injury, but he's back up now, all stitched and bandaged up now.
It's very, very backwards and forwards, very backwards and forwards, and just not really much happening. I see John's just seeing the new. He's just realised the new Liverpool away kit. It is terrible with that salmon pink.
Yeah. Oh my god. Again, with Nike as well, when we had them for 20 odd years, and I can't remember one bad kit they did for us. Apart from the one questionable one I had when I was growing up at the time was the white one, the 0708 away kit, where it was white, like the burgundy gold, but because it was white, and that was obviously the thing with Tottenham as well. We associated white with Tottenham, and I was like, no, that's a bad idea. I get why they did it, because the inner design to the template itself I got. Well, it went there, but it just done.
Was it? I think it was one of the first, if not the first, or one of the first Nike kits we had. The home one with looked like they had the lightning bolt that went through it. Remember that one?
Nike,
looked like it had the lightning bolt.
Yeah, blue, royal blue, royal blue mainly, with a lighter blue lightning bolt going through it. JVC.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome. I thought that looked pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. And we had them 20 years, and we had not one, in my honest opinion, bad kit in general. And suddenly, since we've gone to Puma and now Adidas, the kits they've been producing since themselves have been questionable in their designs, and they're just like.
I must say, my favourite. I know it can be a bit controversial, but
it's called Vapor apparently.
Yeah, but John, they have is it your third kit then? You got a kit there that one of the new ones I saw, where it's got like what some of the trim is. I can't remember the main color, but the trim is like this salmon pink. It looks awful.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Anyway, our best kit, I thought it came out and it just blew everyone out of the water. Like, what the hell is this? And it was either like one of those. It was like either you hated it or you loved it, and I loved it. That was the bruised banana. The Adidas bruised banana. That just came out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell is this? And it was just, it's awesome. I loved it.
And I obviously remember even afterwards, years going down the line, like the media doing like their end of every season when the new kits were about to come out, their best and worst kits. And every year, it would be the bruised banana would come up as where they were. It's like, what the hell were they thinking? And as the years have gone on, us fans have adhered to it. Hence why we got the away kit we got last year.
Oh, I love that kit. It was so nice.
That's what I think.
We're just not very good at it, were we? We just weren't that great in that kit, were we?
And that's what I'm saying. When Adidas came in, I was like so relieved because I didn't have to wear Puma. The thing with Puma as well, the kits. I'm a large, and everything I wear, large-wise, fits comfortably. And there's not. But when it comes to Puma, it's so tight against your chest and everything.
It's like a slim fit, wasn't it? That's the thing, wasn't it? It was a slim fit. Yeah. No matter what, be the athletic side or the fans version, it is always, as you said, a slim fit. And what was it, Danny Welbeck? I remember him. What was it? The second launch we had after, because he came in when we had the initial first. So he had the second launch. And he was there, and he asked a question about the new kit and all that. He said, it feels a bit nicer, a bit less tight and all that. Because obviously last year it was like so skin tight. Because literally they play at war with it. You basically saw all the abs and everything. It was literally just like fucking abs are us. So really fucking loved it. But yeah, I never liked any of the kits just because they didn't feel right. As I said, it's just fucking annoying. So when obviously Adidas said that they're taking over, I was like, yes. And there's also a throwback to the late 80s, early 90s. And you could see straight away the attention to detail and the care they took in designing them first kits, even the third kit itself. I was like, oh, thank God. And they actually, and as again, the fitting was absolutely fantastic. Could you share my screen for a second? I'm just going to show everyone that glorious kit I was talking about that John. Hang on, I'm just going to share my screen. Hang on.
Yeah, go on. Open system preferences.
There you go.
And share. And I'm going to bring that up now.
Right.
There we go.
There we go, John. Can you see that? Third kit, Liverpool. Look at that, checkered, grey and black with salmon pink. Then that blue looks horrible. Like I said, it looks like it should have Colgate on it. There should be like a mouthwash bottle, really. It should have Colgate on it there for fresh breath all day long. And your home one's decent, to be honest. It's decent. It's just it's a bit unusual with that turquoise bright colour there. But it's decent. Your home kit's quite nice, to be honest.
Yeah, I do like that.
But that is awful.
Yeah.
And this is just, I mean, if someone buys that, they should be beaten up, to be honest. I mean, that just looks terrible, doesn't it?
Winston's asking.
Anyway, I'll stop it now.
Winston's saying, take a look at Man City's third shirt, paisley short sort of thing, pajama top. I'll see if you have a day off, please. That home kit is pretty fresh. I mean, out of three is a nicer kit.
John's probably not even here at the moment. He's probably fucked off somewhere. He didn't even see that, probably. There he is. Did you see that, John? That salmon pink one?
Michael P as well saying the Man United one looks like a bus seat.
Yeah, okay. Let's go through the kits then. I'll share the screening and I'll go through the kits.
The games are that bad. We might as well.
Shit. Might as well. Here we
go. Yeah, I'm just getting up now. Click on that. Off you go. Now.
Right. Okay, I'll start at the beginning then. So, yeah, this is Arsenal basically. So, yeah, not really. It's okay. Not too fond of it. This is just an absolute travesty. Looks like Friday the 13th, machete killing, and we've got Visit Rwanda on it. I mean, it's an absolute travesty. The third kit is quite nice. I like the goalkeeper kit. Aston Villa's decent. The away kit. That third kit is just terrible. It looks like an army training top or something. Bournemouth, it's okay. The away kit, not brilliant. Brighton's nice and clean, not too bad. Chelsea, yeah, it's okay. But that looks like pajamas. And then it's okay. It's okay.
Look,
not really brilliant. I wouldn't buy it.
As people have said, it's confirming London's red.
Yeah. Arsenal colours, basically. I'll give it a bit shit, to be honest.
Palace's kit.
Crystal Palace, just not great, is it? Who looks like that, honestly? I mean, who looks like they got like toilet pipes for arms or something? What is this? I mean,
again, this is Puma for you. What do you expect?
People don't look like this, do they? I mean, what is this, like some kind of cartoon character? Here we go. There's another mouthwash kit. There you go.
The goalkeeping kit. Yeah.
Everton, Kazoo, just crap, really. Hummel. Now, that is old. That's like 70s German stuff, that is. Hummel. Jesus Christ, they're still going. Everton keeping them in business, basically. So, well done, Everton, for keeping Hummel in business.
Well, it's either that or
look at that. Look at that. Oh, Jesus Christ, the goalkeeping kit. Bloody hell.
Oh,
and then the away. Oh, God, not great. Not great. Goalkeeper home. Leeds will just be quite easy. That's not a real one, is it? But it'll just be simple, won't it? That's like the old one they had back in the...
they were last in the league,
in the 90s.
Yeah, and look when they were last.
Bad. Leicester just keeping the same, nice and simple. Yeah. Here we go, Liverpool, the home kit. I quite like that one, apart from the turquoise, a bit different. But still, I like it. It's quite nice. The away kit is horrible. You just have Colgate on it. Looks like mouthwash. This is just disgusting. Whoever designed this should be shot in the head.
Yeah, definitely. The Arsenal Misfits asking, what does the free on Chelsea's kit refer to? Quite a few things.
We've got the goalkeeper top there, the away top. Manchester City, look at that. I mean, that's just terrible, is it? Shattered glass or china, whatever. Oh, God.
Yeah. By the way, half time it's 0-0. Yeah,
okay, that's half time. That is just terrible. That's obviously Middle Eastern, isn't it? That's what they're going for.
Of course, yeah.
We're a club from the Middle East, so our kits are going to look like they're from the Middle East. Basically, that's what they're going for. Goalkeeper shirt. Oh, terrible pink. And there we go. There's the bus seat. This is the Man United new home one. Look at it. Comes straight off the 34 bus between, I don't know, somewhere in central Manchester to Old Trafford. Look at it. It looks like it's all nips. You nip the stuff out of the seat. It's all just like nippy and all that. Oh, it looks horrible. It looks so cheap. It looks like a cheap replica. That's what it looks like. The away one's not brilliant either, to be honest. Their third one looks like was that Juventus shirt?
It's like someone's had a go at it.
This is obviously not. I don't know. Maybe it's not official yet, but it looks like a Juventus shirt. I mean, what are they doing here? And the goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper one. That's Newcastle's away, I think.
Newcastle. Yeah. I mean, that looks terrible.
Terrible on the eyes.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Honestly, that looks more like a pimp from the 70s in New York, doesn't it? Like you just need a cane and a top hat, and then you're finished, don't you? I mean, Jesus Christ!
Oh, dude!
Look at that. What is it? What's the theme this year? Is the theme it's salmon pink? Is that the theme for 2021? Pink. We're gonna have as much pink as possible. All the goalkeepers are pink, basically. Newcastle's decent. That's their traditional colours, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't go much wrong with stripes, basically.
But Sheffield United's pretty standard. Oh, they're away kit. Oh my God! What is that? Pink again? It's like it's regurgitated salmon. That's what it is. I mean, Jesus Christ! Look at that. And then Southampton's quite nice. I think that's decent. They're using Under Armour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite decent, that Southampton. Yeah, I think Southampton's got the best kit this year, to be honest, on next season. Their third kit. Goalkeeping kit's fairly standard. Oh, fuck this lot.
That one is horrible.
Fuck them. What's that?
Go back,
what the hell is that?
Look at the yellow one.
What's that like a packet of... It's like a packet of, what's it, like sweets or something? I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
Like different levels of pink.
And then West Ham have basically got the same kit for the same 10 years. That hasn't changed for 10 years, basically.
Basically, again, it's Umbro for you. They're so uninspiring by their designs. It's so the barcode definitely there. The barcode.
Fairly standard.
Yeah.
Fairly standard, really, for West Brom. It's okay, Puma.
Yeah.
Oh my God! This is like Norwich. When Norwich came back
in disguise.
And then we got Wolves. Fairly standard, to be honest. Yeah, so that's that. That's that, folks.
Oh dear. The Arsenal Misfit saying, does the United shirt come with a used chewing gum stuck to it?
A used bit of chewing gum and a used condom.
Oh dear. And then John afterwards is saying salmon and toothpaste is the theme for that season.
Basically, it's toothpaste, mouthwash stuff, and salmon. That's the colours for the look, isn't it, for 2021? Really. Wow. I've never seen so many bad shows in one season. To be honest, I mean, it's atrocious, isn't it?
As I said before, I don't get the process of a away kit though. If it had been yellow and blue, made like that with that effect, then you can get away because it's traditional colours, and it's not linked with the home kit in the sense of the colour scheme. But you've gone for the exact same colour scheme basically, so you're literally with all the other kits, other teams as well that use that red and white or just red and all that. You're limiting yourself pretty much to when you have to use it, even in Europe and in the cup games. I don't know if you heard as well today. EFL and FA and all that have announced. EFL wise, League Cup, it'll be literally first 4 rounds in September, 3 or 4 rounds in September. The semi-final will be a one-off match. Won't be 2 legs. The semi-final of the EFL League Cup, whatever you call it. But whoever's drawn as the home team will host that semi-final, so it won't be even at a neutral ground. And all FA Cup replays are being scrapped this season ahead.
I'll tell you what, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because they want to condense as much as possible because you've got the Euros coming straight up. I mean, literally just after the season finishes, you got the Euros, right? So I can. It makes sense for them to condense it. And I like that because that's the one thing I hated with the FA Cup was all the replays.
Especially, well, any round, especially in that first. In the first couple of rounds that the big clubs come into, Premier League and Championship clubs come into, because obviously the smaller clubs want to play the big clubs at the big clubs' place to get more revenue and all that. And if they do get a Premier League or Championship club, but they're hosting instead of going to, they're going to do what they can, everything they can to get the draw and take it back and try and get some more revenue out of it. So it's also that. So it gives more of the excitement in the sense of now pressure's on both teams to turn up on the day. It's not like they can just drop off and just try and hold out for a draw. It's literally done on the day. But as you said,
I like that.
But also taking into consideration as well, it's going to be the next 12 months for footballers is going to be absolutely hectic because you're going to have respective leagues back, the domestic cups, European competitions. And then straight within literally 2-3 weeks after you finished the Premier League, you got the Euro. And amongst all that, you've got the Olympics as well. So any of the countries that put their football teams forward for the Olympics, they've got players to take from there as well. And then they've got to go again this time next year. So the next 12 months is going to be absolutely, they're going to be shattered basically.
It's going to be a lot of football. It's going to be a lot of football for them.
People think this summer's been a lot. It's nothing. Oh, here we go. I've just seen the penalty incident now. Idiot. Basically, the keeper caught him on his studs, and then in process, he's tripped over his own feet. So, Door on Tour is in the chat as well. He's just sub to the channel.
That's nothing.
Not a Forest fan.
Not a penalty.
No. As I'm saying, he literally went over his own feet in the end.
Door on Tour, that's a new one, isn't it? Welcome.
Yeah, I was watching one of his videos from, I think the last couple of days where he got his new Nottingham Forest kit. He was doing like a unveiling of.
Must have been watching Nitish because Nitish's having a go. That shirt he's had on lately looks like a Nottingham Forest shirt.
And John as well. Imagine watching some of those mad search running around.
It's going to be a lot. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot of pink.
Also, Door on Tour. If you want to come into the stream, let me know. And if you're following me on Twitter, I'll send you the link.
Yeah, so the second half gets a bit better, right? Because someone's going to have to win it. I mean, someone's going to have to step up and do it.
And there's just things with what's going on, and obviously UEFA then saying it's got to be a one-off games now from quarterfinals all the way to the final, no two legs. You'd think the teams would have made the games more exciting a bit, and all the teams would have gone for it from this round onwards because of that pressure. There's no second leg to fall back on. It's all what you do.
Yeah, give it 110%. Go for
it. John's asking, besides Willian, what signing would you prioritise after him? I think we touched on it earlier.
Partey.
Yeah, Partey.
Partey all the way. That's the number one signing for me.
Yeah. Focus on him or that position, and then go from there.
You've got a player who's one of the best. You've got a player who's one of the best players in that position in the world. One of them. He wants to come to Arsenal. He's made it quite clear without actually saying the words himself, but he's made it quite clear he wants to come to Arsenal. All the signals are there. And he's got a release clause of only 43 million euros. I mean, in today's market, that is not a lot. So if we don't get him, it's just going to piss me off again so much because how the hell can you not manage to sort out 43? I mean, we keep on saying we don't have money. It's not true. We do have money. It's just the way it gets spent. It's the way it gets spent and the way it gets prioritised is just so incomprehensible sometimes with us for Arsenal. You've got a player there who can come in and immediately just change our midfield for the better straight away.
My brother in the chat.
Oh, your brother, is he? Okay.
Keep your hands off Tom.
Big up Brendan. Anyway, so, he could immediately come in and completely change our midfield for the better and give us that type of player we've been lacking since Vieira left in 2005. We haven't really replaced that role in our team.
Him.
And here we have a chance to actually do it with a player who's willing to come to us and do it for 43 million euros. And you telling me we're messing around, faffing about, not doing it. It's just completely I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. It just makes no sense.
Yeah, well, my brother's saying as well, he will only go to the Premier League if anyone's to offer him 200k a week.
But he's worth that.
Yeah,
he's worth that. We're giving him 200k because we're going to get. We got rid of Mkhitaryan. We're going to get rid of El Neni now. We're getting rid of a few players. We're going to be getting rid of a few other players. The way there is room there in the wage budget, the wage bills. The wage bill for it. We can give him 200k. He's worth it.
Already with Mkhitaryan cancelling his contract, that's freed up 200k right there.
Yeah, exactly. We can pay that twat 200k. We can pay the most important player we're probably going to buy for a long time. We can pay him 200k.
I think for a season. Put up to this. It's for a season. I think for a season, you suck it up.
He wants to come. He said so.
I think his dad said it as well. His dad said it.
Well, he hasn't said it himself. All the signals are there. He wants to come to Arsenal.
It's just down to Raul and Vinay and Edu not mess this up.
That's the thing. Partey isn't in that black book. The agent's not in that black book of his, is it?
That's what scares me.
If it was that, what's his face, Jarubchian or whatever his name is. If it was his player, we'd probably have him now.
Yeah, if it was Kia, whatever his surname's if it was one of these players, it would be done and dusted by now already.
Exactly.
I mean, apart from Partey, every player we've been linked with since the FA Cup final afterwards has been a Kia player associated. Who's their agent? Kia. I'm not going to complain because all the players we've been linked with that are of his on his books are top quality players that will improve this squad. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind if they're Kia players as long as they're the players Arteta wants, basically. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm after. I want the players Arteta wants.
Yeah. And with Willian,
if they're Kia players, okay, then okay, they're Kia players.
And with Willian as well, as you said, Arteta's kind of said it himself. He wants Willian.
Because Willian is a decent player who can come in and do something for this team at this moment.
The Premier League proven. So he doesn't need time to settle in. He speaks the language, much as other languages as well.
Exactly.
He doesn't need that time like Pepe did with settling into the league. And it apparently turns out he wants Arteta sees him more as a central creative midfielder instead of putting him on the wing. He'll put him in like a creative role. He sees him more creative.
Yeah, that 10 role. Yeah.
And again. And if that works out, fantastic, because it keeps that bloody idiot kicking off out the squad.
The kid keeps the kid at home.
It's assuming he's still with us by then.
Oh, we need to get rid of him. I mean, it's starting to become a joke now. It's becoming a standing joke, isn't it? We got this kid at home who we can't take anywhere. He just sits at home sulking all day. Just get rid of him.
I'm trying so hard, but when I'm not getting picked, I go home and play Fortnite. Yay! On Twitch as well. Fucking idiot.
God.
I mean, that shows how much of how committed to the sport that your profession is. That instead of going home and doing training or whatever, your first protocol is Twitch channel.
Did you see the video he released today?
On Instagram,
Did you see the video released today of him training in his garden?
Someone posted it on Twitter, but they screenshotted it screen recorded it from his Instagram. Yeah, I was like, and the music he put with it as well.
I mean, he's doing like grandmother training, basically, just core training for a grandmother, and Yeah, big up to you, Ozil. Yeah, you're keeping yourself fit for 350k a week. I mean, it must be the most expensive gym membership in the world.
And the weights, I could do them weights, for fuck's sake. There's no strain behind it, basically. What he was doing is literally like up, down, like, come on.
Is your brother an Arsenal fan?
He's an Arsenal, but he also watches La Liga, and he keeps an eye on Athletico. That's the sort of the foreign team he looks out for.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, hence why he's saying this. But yeah,
we were linked to Carrasco, weren't we? Was it last summer?
Last year.
Yeah.
And again, John Cross, Ornstein. Oh, it's done and dusted any day now. Didn't happen. But all of a sudden, when these people this year come out and say, as I've said in our group chats on Twitter and all that, the only person I actually pay attention to nowadays is Fabrizio.
Yeah.
He's the only one that when he comes out and says something, he actually is the truth, because he actually gets everything. Every bit of information he gets it, and he makes sure it's absolutely spot on before he puts it out. Because again, go back to last summer, Pepe, heavily linked to him. Like, we put an offer out there, it's been agreed, this, that, and the other, off, and the sort of money we were offering Pepe and his team, this, that, and the other. David Ornstein comes out in a few hours. Nope, that's not true. It's all lies. Nope. Fabrizio had to come out and say, actually, no, it is true. And he broke it down to a T, all the details of what had gone on. And within 24 hours, it was all but done. He was in the country having a medical and doing his photo shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good source, that Fabrizio, isn't he? Yeah, good one, that one. We linked today, I saw they're saying there's a deal being done, a swap deal for that Costa with Lacazette.
Yeah, I know. Again, how old is Douglas Costa now anyway? He's got to be.
I'm not quite sure.
He's got to be late 20s, 30s now. He's been around for a while.
He must be up there, somewhere up there,
yeah. And again, is this the thing now going forward? We're just going to buy players in the end of their twilight of their careers. No disrespect, and also he hasn't actually come to played in Premier League at all. So he could come to Premier League and absolutely fall on his backside. They're 29 apparently, according to John.
Yeah, it's not the type of player we, of course, some players we can bring in who give us something here and now, like Willian, Partey, who's 27, isn't he? Give us something here and now. But so it's okay if we bring in someone who really is going to step up there and really just go straight into the team and give us something. But if they're not going to do that, then we might as well just go for someone who can develop a bit, who can develop them a bit more.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind us buying experienced players, but come on, you've got to balance it out. Because if you overrun your squad of players that need the end of the careers within the space of a year or so, you're going to be like rebuilding again. Just get the balance right. I mean, Liverpool done it with their squad in the last few years. Bought some experience, and even this season used some of their youth players and started bleeding them in.
We're not talking about Diego Costa. We're talking about the other Costa, the one at Juventus.
Oh, Douglas Costa, Brendan.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich. Well, Bayern Munich and Juventus. But yeah, because Juventus are trying to get players off the book, including our former box-to-box midfielder.
Ramsey, yeah. 400k a week. What a steal. 400k a week. What a steal.
In one sense, you've got to feel bad for Sarri in all this. He's up till last summer the summer before, hadn't won a single trophy in his entire career. Goes to Chelsea, wins them a European trophy, gets sacked, wins and gets them in Champions League football as well, but gets sacked.
Yeah, wins the
in a transition period as well.
League, yeah.
Yeah, in a transition period as well. And then this year, 1-0, Leipzig.
Oh, Leipzig, a goal up.
Yeah, I don't see who scored.
Yes, they scored. Who scored for them? Let's have a look.
You know, it's called. Simeone is calling someone over to come on.
He's going to come over.
Is it him in the man bun?
There's going to be VAR. I bet it's going to be VAR. They VAR every goal now, don't they?
Probably just to make sure. Let's have a look. Onside there, no issue there.
Everyone's onside.
Yeah, everyone's onside. That's involved.
Yeah, easy. Good goal. Good goal.
Where's the man marking from Athletico though? Literally just doing
nothing. Yeah, that's it.
It's
difficult one.
Like watching, in terms of defending, it was like watching Arsenal match. That's ball watch.
It's a difficult one though, that one, because it's a short, powerful cross right in there, and he's running in, so it's difficult to defend that one. He's
just got all thing dive out the window because his Spanish team ain't doing well. But to be honestly, when UEFA said they're doing this format from the quarterfinals onwards of one-off games, no second leg, I thought this would have suited Atletico more in them getting to a final.
Because they're better playing on a result.
Yeah, because how Simeone sets teams up. But
do they have the quality though? That's the thing. That's what I've been questioning the whole time. Do they have the quality that they had a few years ago?
I think they do, but the only quality player they have is they've got them on the bench. João Felix. He's that attacking threat. I think they've got who has that pace and it can actually stretch any team's defence and put fear into them. But for some reason, he's going with Diego Costa this season, who's getting on, so to say. I mean, Reece Thomas in the group chat I mentioned on Facebook is saying All Black is shit, but there's nothing All Black could do there. So, John's asking, was it Sabotage or what was how to pronounce his name? I'm bad at pronouncing full names, by the way. I said, no, I don't got the volume on because I don't get copyrighted at some point down the line. So I can put a video up the other day, and because it features a brief second of European football from Champions League back in the day. For a brief second, they were like, no, you can't have that in channel. Taking the piss.
They're pretty strict, aren't they?
Even when they want to, though, it's just so random. If they're consistent, I wouldn't have a problem. Just to need consistency again. We've got Brownie in the chat as well. He's just joined us.
Yeah, big up Adam. How you doing, mate?
By the way,
he's saying it's not the same Atleti as it was a few years ago. No, it's not. No. The Atleti a few years ago were a lot more ruthless.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had Griezmann the first start as well.
Yeah.
But again, I think that with Griezmann, that weren't Atletico's fault. That was more so Barcelona doing what Barcelona do best, tapping up players and getting away with it again. Brownie's saying as well that Atletico's defence has never been the same as it did since Godin left last summer, like last year.
Yeah.
You can see that because, again, moving back to the time when Atletico played us in Europa League, you could see the difference Godin makes in the game. Because even when he has the ball's nowhere near him, he's there dictating and ordering his plays and his defence and organising everything, even in midfield down to a T. It was sort of a Tony Adams sort of player in the sense of even when he didn't know the ball was nowhere near him, he would tell players drop back or do this or do that. So it didn't make sense. Then it's like what Man City did last year with Company as well. Had that experienced defender that helped that literally led that entire team in defence and organised everything, and didn't replace him with someone like Belike.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're right. There's a few key players that as soon as they're not there anymore, it just doesn't work the same, does it? It's the machinery the machinery's missing a few parts, isn't it? It just doesn't click the same.
Yeah.
But this should bring Atletico forward a bit more now, though. I mean, that's the thing they struggle with, isn't it? Atletico, they love soaking up pressure, but they're not great at coming forwards.
I mean, John says here, our resident Liverpool fan, they beat us to go out to Leipzig in the next game. That hurts.
Yeah,
No, you can't win it all. You've got the league. Be happy.
Yeah, and they managed to win the Champions League last season, didn't they? Which,
unfortunately,
we never did. Here comes João Felix.
Yeah. But I was saying before, in the first half, about halfway through, that this game needed a goal to bring, from either side, just to bring the game a bit more drama, and get the teams waking up.
Yeah. Barcelona, Bayern Munich tomorrow. That'll be a game and a half.
That's going to be a game and a half. You around for that, or are you working?
Hang on. I'm scheduled here. Let's have a look. I'd love to take part in that one because that's a big game. Messi's just still awesome.
Oh, yeah, we saw the other night, literally falling over the place and still fucking scored.
Yeah, I can take part in that one. Yeah, I can do that one.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I want to be a part of that one because that's a big game, mate. I mean, the things Messi was still doing, it was incredible in the last game.
But you can tell as well, with the Barcelona team, that with his age, the other players around him aren't good enough, and he's getting to that point now where he's not the same player as he was in the sense of 10 years ago. Where he team.
I've said this to Simpy, and I've said this to John, I've said this to a few others. I never thought I'd be in a situation at this time or ever where you see Barcelona have bought Braithwaite. I mean, Braithwaite. What the hell are they buying him for? What the hell is going on?
Doesn't even play. I know what they bought him.
He plays sometimes. He plays sometimes, but he doesn't do much. I mean, he's not great.
He was championship player for a reason. Yeah. That's like that's literally like Barcelona going to fucking. I don't know. I'm trying to think now. Going to Lincoln City and buying one of their players just for the sake of it.
Brendan's obviously a João Felix fan.
Yeah, because they're around the same age as well. So yeah.
So they're bringing him on for Herrera. Then Herrera's coming off.
It looks like it, yeah.
Herrera off, João Felix on.
Yeah, because they're both about. Yeah, João Felix is about 20, 21, isn't he? So yeah, around the same age as well. So it's like an up and coming thing.
He's worth a lot of money, isn't he? He's worth a lot of money. He reminds me a little bit of Kaka.
Yeah, he's also got this sort of build as well of a young Kaka. Anyway.
He looks a bit like him, and looks a bit like him. Similar build, a little same type of technical, cam type player.
Oh, there's out.
Well, here come Leipzig.
The brother and Brownie are having a dispute now about Athletico's home record. I'm leaving them to it.
They can do mud wrestling in a minute.
Right.
Go on the counter attack.
I'm surprised Costa stayed on, to be honest. He ain't done much in this game. He ain't done anything.
Costa's not the same he used to be, but
no, because as brother's touched on, he's 31, I think. Yeah, he said 31. Even Premier League will be struggling at his age.
He's lost a bit of that.
Yeah.
Edge.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
So hit the ball
to the corner flag.
Yeah. Yeah, even my brother's saying Diego Costa's got to go. When his season's over for Atletico, Costa's got to go. He's finished this, that, and the other. And I can't dispute the Demar thing either, because since the whole drama then and eventually going to them, he ain't done nothing there. All the hype he had at Monaco, he hasn't done nothing since. We could have just wasted 90 million on Lamar, by the way. So as Arsenal fans, let's be thankful.
Wasted what, 9 million on?
Lamar from sorry,
I remember him. Lamar.
Deadline day, because we're about to accept a £50 million bid from City for Alexis, but we weren't going to let it go through until we got a replacement in, and that replacement was going to be Lamar, but because we left it to the last minute and dragged it out all summer, he basically told us where to stick it. In the long run, it benefited us because Sanchez stayed on for a few more months, and in the meantime, we got Aubameyang in.
Yeah.
VAR.
Penalty.
There's got to be. He's looking for a dive, but I think there's got to be
VAR. Diving. That's what it was. He was diving, and there's
VAR. That
is Taylor. Is Taylor the referee? No, it just looked like him for a second.
No, it looks like him.
That's not Taylor.
There's not VAR in it.
It's a yellow, isn't it? That's what it is. It's a yellow.
Yeah. Usually, either way.
VAR yellows.
Yeah, but usually either way they do double check as well in VAR. Yeah, blatant dive. Bloody hell. I mean,
that was terrible.
But
disgusting.
If Meccano would be a second late though than what he was, that would have been a pain.
Do you know what? There's something. I remember. I think it was like about 10 years ago. I don't know if you remember. It was about roughly 10 years ago. And I remember, I think it was the FA or UEFA. It was one of them who came out and said they were going to start. Actually, announced it that they had plans to start a post-match review board. You know, like they do with incidents. You have a post-match incident review board. Yeah. That they was going to look at diving, and for everyone who dived during the game, they were going to get fines and bans for diving when they were found out, you know, in a post-match review. Yeah. And they wanted to introduce that to try and stop people from diving, but they never did that. That's what I'm saying. Why don't they do that?
Yeah.
Diving should be a part of like all the rest of it that gets reviewed. They should look at the diving, shouldn't they? And start handing out bans and fines for it.
Well, even what was it? The Premier League. That was the whole part of the whole reason why they do the review things on every Monday or the following day after the last match day of the Premier League weekend. And they're so inconsistent because even the season just finished. There's the consistency there. One minute they were doing things that they would punish. What was it? I think it was this season. Son or someone dived and they got punished for it, respective action. And then the following week, someone else did it, and it was like, nope, that's fine. You got punished. You got a booking. That was it. That's enough. The consistency as well. With UEFA, as I said before, in the last couple of shows, now UEFA are now taking over all domestic. They're taking full charge of VAR in all the domestic leagues. So everyone's been singing to have the same hymn sheet now, in that sense.
That's good because it should be a better standard. You know, they've got to have a set standard for it.
Just means the offside staying as it is, which last year, as we saw, caused a lot of drama.
They also need to do something with that handball rule because the handball rule is a bit of a joke as well. But they should definitely do something with the post-match reviewing to include. They said they was going to include diving, and they should definitely do it because they've got to try and do something with getting diving out of this game. I mean, it's ridiculous how much diving that goes on.
My brother here, he's been going through. He's probably playing for the academies and things, and obviously college teams and all that. And he's just saying there. And he's told me this before. The coaches, even at college and all that, tell all their players to dive.
They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that if you got a ban and a fine for doing it in a post-match review. So, you know, they should start adding it in there. But yeah, of course when you're allowed to do it, of course every advantage you get, they teach you to use those advantages, don't they? You know, it's gamesmanship, isn't it? That's what it becomes. So-called gamesmanship or cheating, however you want to call it.
Hence why my brother said at the end there he doesn't like to do that. He likes to stay on his feet if he can.
No, it's good. It's good, but at the end of the day, so many other people do, don't they? You know, that's the problem.
But I think that's the point, because it's from a. They can't, because years and years and years we've had it rammed home from the media and all that. It's a foreign thing. Till these foreigners came along, our players wouldn't be diving this, that, and the other. Well, 25 years later, whose fault is it now then? Because as the brothers have touched on there, the English coaches here are telling players to dive.
And we see a lot of English players. A lot of English players are bad at it as well, aren't they? They love a dive. Remember Rooney? Rooney was like Tom Daly, wasn't he?
Rooney against us, that 50th game. It would have been our 50th game. Most recently, Dele Alli, Harry Kane, to name a few. I said them because they're English players, not just because they're Tottenham players. And what was it? There we go. He follows up and says, at West Ham, they told me to do it as well. Slight flex. Oh, dear. Costa up to his old tricks again, according to the Arsenal misfit, up against Upamecano. That's the one thing Costa's really got now.
See, Leipzig are playing well, I must say. They're playing well with the ball.
Full control now, because they're not chasing
They look a lot more comfortable with the ball, to be honest, than what Atletico do. That's the thing with Atletico. Under Simeone, they seem to be a team that they enjoy soaking up pressure and counter-attacking. They're not great when they need to attack.
Poulsen just gone on
he's Danish, isn't he? He's Danish. I mean, the last good Danish player was Peter Schmeichel and the Laudrup brothers. They were the last decent Danish players, weren't they? Eriksen's pretty decent as well, isn't he? Went to the Italian league.
Now he come on serious Owen against Argentina in the '98 World Cup. If he hadn't, I can't remember now. It'd been '98. What was the year? God, oh bloody hell! But from what I can remember, if he stayed fully planted to the ground, he would have lost his legs. But I'll have to watch that over again. But either way. But I think even the Argentina players said at the time that was a penalty. So, and one of them being the coach of Athletico tonight.
Oh, Felix! Was it Felix? I couldn't quite see it was, and it wasn't Felix. It was.
Yeah, Felix.
Was it? Yeah.
A dive is a dive. Oh, okay. I remember that when Gareth Bale does that next time he plays for Wales. Assuming he ever plays again. Especially in a club sense, anyway.
Looks like he's enjoying his golf a lot more, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I think he wants to be Rory. He wants to be Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, I never bought that. What Zidane came out with last week about Bale not wanting to play, I don't buy that at all. It's just it's a player power thing, and literally Bale's is the player that's getting abused. It's a common thing of Real Madrid as well. You look at tackle.
Oh, Felix is through. Oh, is it a penalty? Is it a penalty?
I think it is.
Yes, he's given the penalty. Felix run through and beautiful, powerful run through there, and he got tripped.
Okay, this is what I didn't get when the lineups were announced. Why weren't Felix starting?
Because why isn't Partey started? Is he injured or something? Has he got a niggle or what? I don't.
Yeah, he's injured. He's in North London, injured, having a bit of medical. Should be a red card.
Well, he's clearly through on goal there, isn't he?
Yeah, last man as well.
Clearly there. It's a scoring opportunity.
Oh, yeah, he should have been. Yeah, he flew in. He did dive in. Bloody hell.
Surely that's a red. It's an agenda, I tell you. It's an agenda.
It's an agenda against giving Athletico what they deserve, normally.
Yeah.
We're saying he ain't scored it yet. They'll Felix step back, take it. So let's see.
1-1. Could be 1-1 now. The 70th
Yeah.
minute.
Oh, what a pen!
Lovely penalty.
Keep it going the right
Lovely
way.
penalty. Well done.
Really nice pen.
So 1-1 then. 70th minute.
Game on.
João
Game on
Felix with a lovely run through the middle there. 1-2, played a 1-2 there with who was it he played a 1-2 with? I didn't see. But he played a lovely 1-2 there in the middle, and wow, got through and got basically just got tripped up, didn't he? Got the penalty. Well done. Because Leipzig were looking like the more comfortable team then until that happened.
Oh, Brendan, I'm very concerned for you now. I'm not putting that on screen. Yeah, but
so it's 1-1 now. It's all to play for now. Let's see who's going to win it.
1-1.
That run he had through. I mean, of course, he had fresher legs and everything, but the way he ran through there was really nice. He showed a lot of his skill there and what he can do.
Just I like for Athletico.
Diego Costa coming on for Morata. Morata is coming on for Diego Costa.
And Todd Adams is going off for Lamia.
Yes. Morata's a journeyman. He's been played for a few clubs now.
Yeah, well, one of them being Atletico's nearest rivals.
Exactly. Didn't we nearly sign him a few seasons ago as well? We were very close to signing him, weren't we? He was linked very heavily. I remember.
Diego. Probably more likely when it was all kicking off with him and Conte, probably, yeah. Was it just before? I can't remember. But yeah, we were linked to him heavily at one point.
Yeah, on loan. We're going to get him on loan, or is it going to loan with a buy option or something like that?
Yeah. But I'm thinking I can't remember if it was before he went to Chelsea or after. Not during that period.
I think it's before he went to Chelsea. He went to Chelsea. Oh, the Atletico player hit the Leipzig player. Bad clearance.
I mean, Natasha's saying took Costa off. He just set up a superb goal for Atletico. But if they ain't done nothing, that's the thing.
Their shooting is crap.
Yeah,
Leipzig's shooting is crap.
Yeah. If Leipzig's shooting was a lot better, this game would be dead and gone by now. That Atletico's one would be nothing. But as we saw last night, but Atlanta are decent, as you said, up and coming team as well for this sort of this current era of Champions League football clubs. Like that surprise package, like when Villarreal in mid 2000s, early 2000s, they came out of nowhere and sort of became a European household name for a few years.
And Riquelme, didn't he? I mean, Riquelme was brilliant, wasn't he? Apart from that save from against Lehmann. Oh, what a save that was, eh?
Wasn't a pen though. That penalty was never a pen for that game.
Well, it's justice then, wasn't it? That was justice that it got saved.
I mean, it was literally a 50-50. Both Clichy and the guy went for the ball. Clichy actually went up to clear it. I can't remember the guy's name, but he just stood there, bent his back, and then went boom, and that's a penalty apparently. And I was like, no, because I was like 17 at the time, and because it was literally like the dying minutes, and Villarreal dominated us in that game. That second leg, they absolutely went hammer and tongs try and get back into the tie. I was thinking they're going to score. They're going to score this penalty.
We had so many.
Or they're going to go out.
I remember we had both in the quarterfinal and the semi-final. We had that like at least a half where we was riding on a 1-goal lead and we needed to ride it through like George Graham style. And we managed to do it George Graham style. You know, it's so brilliant to do it.
Yeah, quarterfinal we played Juventus 1-2, and the first leg absolutely dominated Juventus. And eventually came out 2-0 winners. But second leg we just sat back and soaked up everything we had thrown at us.
Yeah.
As we said,
I remember when we played Real Madrid, we absolutely.
Oh my God!
I remember that game at Highbury. That game at Highbury, how we didn't score.
The best 0-0 ever.
How the hell did we not score? I mean, we had so many chances to score.
And also right at the end when Casillas has obviously come up for the corner to get that they're still losing.
Yeah.
Perez had
I thought it was going to do that. Perez with that long shot, wasn't it? Was it Perez who had that long shot and he got saved off the line or something? Or
literally, because he
just went out wide or something?
Yeah, no, he literally had the shot, but there wasn't enough power in it. If he had about a bit more power, that would have gone in. But because it had slightly less, the ball caught up on the ground because turf and all that. And Roberto Carlos got back and just literally on the line stopped it. They went, okay.
But then, of course, the rest is history. Because then Henry went to the Santiago Bernabeu and just basically put them all to sleep.
Yeah, in the first leg, and literally put Woodgate in his back. Not Woodgate, because Woodgate got injured, but was it Sergio Ramos, young Sergio Ramos on his backside?
Young Ramos just on his arse there, basically. Yeah. Yeah, lovely memories.
Notice there's been no water breaks in this match, by the way.
So, no, there hasn't. Is that a new thing or?
I don't know. I thought they would have done that. We had to do it, and the domestic leagues had to do it as well. I thought UEFA was going to go and do the same thing, but clearly not. You would think that also Germany with Germany with Europa League and Portugal with Champions League, they're far hotter than what we are at the moment. We'll say that the last few days has we've been hotter, but still.
Yeah, temperature-wise, it would make sense, wouldn't it? But oh well, they've decided anyway. But
especially when you see like PSG, last night's game was their first game since March, I think, competitive-wise. We'll go down next season.
I tell you what, though, I must say, I am rather liking this this once-off old-fashioned tournament style though, where they're all just playing a one-game knockout in basically in a neutral venue. I like it.
Yeah, and it changes the whole dynamic of the quarterfinals, semi-finals itself, because it's not that second leg, as we alluded to earlier, where they can fall back on.
Yeah.
It's literally on the night sort of thing. Panev has asked, who do we reckon will go down next season in the Premier League? Do you want to have a think about it?
So who have we got then?
We've got...
So you've got Fulham just come up, haven't they? Fulham and together with...
West Brom and Leeds.
With Leeds and West Brom. So I think Leeds are going to stay up. I think with Bielsa and a bit of investment, I think they're going to stay up. West Brom, don't know.
They could go either way at the moment.
Fulham, need to see what happens to them. Fulham also not the greatest of hope for Fulham. No, but Brighton, Brighton have got to do something because they were slipping away at the end there. Villa also look poor. You know.
Unlucky. No,
there's a few teams there that have to. Brighton, Villa, Watford. They're teams that West Ham. They're teams that need to.
Watford are gone.
Then. Sorry, Watford went, didn't they? Yeah, that's right. We got rid of them. Yeah, that's right. That's good. Yeah, we got rid of them. That's right. Got rid of them. That's true. Yeah. So basically, it's like Brighton. It's Aston Villa. They've got to watch out. I think they weren't looking too good at the end of that season. Last season.
John's saying West Brom, West Ham, and Fulham.
Yeah, so they're like the three probably main candidates. West Brom, I would say West Brom and Fulham. I'd say those two as two choices, and the third team,
Brighton or West Ham. Sure. I think Brighton, West Ham, or someone of that ilk. But obviously, I want West Ham because I've got West Ham relatives. I've got my cousin, my uncle, and all that, and my granddad.
You would think West Ham would improve a bit, though. You would think West Ham would improve a bit now, though, with David Moyes, who helped to maybe they can kick on a little bit with David Moyes. You would think, but we'll see because they were poor this season. Last season they were poor.
Yeah, exactly. And for half the season, they had a Premier League winning manager as well in Pellegrini, who I don't rate, but still is a Premier League winning experienced manager at the helm, and they're just down tools right away. It doesn't help on the owners of who they are. So.
Yeah.
And Golden Sullivan. And then you've got Brady being the mouthpiece of the club. Makes sound like an owner look good.
Dangerous corner there from Athletico. Oh.
The test is on the attack, by the way. 1 second, we're getting up now. Arsenal fans who called Carrasco a reject. He is playing so well. I'm sure you're probably one of them, Natasha. It's not even go there. My brother thinks if Brighton lose Lewis Dunk in this window, they'll go straight down. They'll be literally like rock bottom.
Brighton are not looking great.
You can see that.
But when it comes to the Ake transfer, though, for 40 million, I can sort of see that, though, because that was basically City saying, it was City against Chelsea, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't Bournemouth. He was owned by Chelsea, wasn't he? So that's to satisfy Chelsea there, didn't they? So I suppose that was a bit different.
And also, he follows up with saying, especially if Ben White makes a permanent move to Leeds, because there's a battle going on at the moment between Brighton and Leeds over Ben White, apparently, according to our media over here, anyway. But yeah, Ben White wants to leave. He actually wants to go to Leeds, but Brighton have been paying in the arses, apparently. They won't guarantee him football.
Right.
The test, I wanted him for free at Arsenal when we wanted to sign him from China. Okay. To be fair, it got to a point where because of our media, what they are, I was convinced at the time it's going to be any day now thing because of how rampant every report coming out about Carrasco at the time, coming to Premier League and Arsenal, was that it's any day now sort of thing. It's like I got so convinced it was going to happen, and when it didn't happen, it just pissed me off. Hence why now, as I said earlier, I listen to Fabrizio. If he puts something out, it's true. If he says it's not happening, it's not happening.
Yeah.
I think who else could possibly go down? Like Newcastle, possibly with what's going on there. They could be fucked months as well.
Yeah, apparently they got some kind of new bid coming in there now, so we'll see what happens.
The thing is, this has happened so often with Newcastle since Ashley's put the club up to zero over the last 5 or 6 years. When will it actually happen? Because it seemed, what's the one consistent thing every time it breaks down? Mike Ashley. And everyone's now blaming Premier League for the last one breaking down. Well, so they didn't do their checks, and with everything that was coming out about this guy that wanted to buy Newcastle, they didn't do the checks and really make sure this guy was legit, not only legit, but he wasn't pro everything he's been accused of. And they just didn't buy the club, and it comes out that end of the night he hears all that. You all complain. So what are they meant to do? I just think Mark Ashley been Mark Ashley as well. Mark Ashley been Mark Ashley as well. So don't forget, days before it came out that it was falling through, it was being reported that it was going to go ahead any day now, sort of thing as well. And then literally out of nowhere, so I think Mark Ashley's thinking, I'm trying to get some more money out of this, and that's another reason why it's possibly gone downhill. Because he's got form for doing this at the last minute, changing his mind and wanting more money.
Yeah, apparently it was all to do with all the. They didn't meet the. There was a lot of pushback, wasn't there, from City and all that because of the that consortium from Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of dodgy things there.
Yeah, definitely, all that. Yeah. The stone of people.
So, it was to do with that, and also a lot to do with Saudi Arabia has all the illegal streaming and all that. And
yeah.
So there was a lot of stuff going on there behind the scenes that they felt that they shouldn't be able to let them be approved. But from what I was reading now, they've put together a different bid with a different consortium. From within the same group, basically, but a different consortium that still has the same money. But apparently, this group should be easier to approve. But we'll see.
We'll see.
They're trying to do it. They're trying to do it, but it looks like they're never going to get rid of Mike Ashley. He's going to stay forever.
The thing is, I feel sorry for Newcastle as a fan base, because growing up, they were, along with us, were one of the best teams in the country. They're a fantastic team. Don't get me wrong, but as a club, growing up, and then literally, Mike Ashley comes along. Well, he was a fucking Freddie Shepherd at the time, and literally, I want us to be in Champions League. But he's never done anything to prove he wants. He's all about words and not actions with him. He's never actually put a penny into the club properly. And in the last 18 months, suddenly he's breaking records with certain players who are, let's be honest, bang average. In the sense of, what's that, the current number 9 guy, I can't remember his name now. All that 40 mil though for that. And I was like, fucking hell.
Well, that's the thing with Newcastle. Their recruiting, policy and everything has been poor for a long time.
Yeah. But in the first couple of years under Pardew, it was looking really good because they were recruiting some nice, decent, young French-based players that are coming to the Premier League, like Yohan Cabaye, for example, and Cisse and Demba Ba.
Yeah, that Cisse had those couple of worldies, didn't he? A couple of those worldie goals.
Yeah. So there's
what happened to him, though? He's disappeared, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I think now. I think the form went to his.
He went to Chelsea. Really went to Chelsea, didn't he?
No, Demba Ba went to Chelsea.
Oh, Demba Ba went to Chelsea. Where did Cisse go?
I'm trying to think now. I just can't remember. I don't know. But John's asking in the chat: Would we take Ben Rama from Brentford? We might be able to get him on cheap because obviously Brentford bottled it the other night. Before the final and all that, before the end of, is it apparently 2-1?
Oh, Athletico Madrid.
Wow. To the chat here. No, we can't. No, it's not Athletico. Misfits got that wrong. 2-1 Leipzig. The Demba Ba went to Turkey after Chelsea. Yeah.
Oh, deflection in. Shot. Deflection.
Jimenez is on the floor. Yeah, Leipzig goal. 2-1. Oh, fucking, it's at the end as well. It's at near the end as well, the game. Oh, my God. Literally, the guys that stood there and hit off him, yeah. Fucking hell. So PSG in the final then. Fuck's sake. Seriously.
Oh, yeah, because it's the winner of this against PSG in the semi-final, yeah?
Yeah. From what I've seen tonight, PSG won't do nothing to bloody PSG. Leipzig won't do anything to PSG. So PSG will be red hot favourites now. The 88th minute, 2-1 to Leipzig. Fucking all the work to do, Prophet. Oh dear. We couldn't make it.
What's your brother saying now? Is your brother happy? He's disappeared now.
I think he disappeared a few minutes ago, I think, watching the game.
Thing is, though, Ben Rama is one of these. He looks good and everything down there at that level, but is he going to perform at the top level of the Premier League? We've got players. I mean, we've got Willian coming in, and we've got we've got Ceballos, we've got we've got Pepe, we've got Saka, we've got Martinelli. Smith Rowe apparently Arteta's going to give Smith Rowe a chance. I think he rates Smith Rowe. I don't think he's going to be loaning him out. So where are we going to put him? That's the thing. I'd rather spend that money on Partey. I'd rather spend that 20 million or whatever it costs and put that towards the 43 million to get Partey, because we need a Partey a hell of a lot more than we need a Ben Rama. He's not worth a punt for 10 million. I want to spend that 10 million on Partey, John. We need a Partey, mate. We don't need another. You got to stop looking at all these flashing lights everywhere. You got to keep your eye on the target, keep your eye on the goal.
But also, as well, what's concerned me in the last few games for Brentford of the season, actual season itself, and then the playoffs, especially the final, when it meant something, he did drop off. His performances dropped off massively when they needed him most. The last two games, all they had to do is get a point, effectively, to go up automatically. And he didn't bother turning up. In the final, he did nothing. Couldn't play a final. And look, so is he really worth it? No. In the big games, he's not really worth it.
It's like John's his agent. Oh, come and get him. 10 million, come and get him. I want to make a few quid out of this. Come on, you're a big club. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can play him. Come on.
We're now into 5 minutes. We're literally in the first minute of 5 minutes injury time. And Atletico Madrid are about to go out, so John will not be happy, considering Atletico knocked him out in the first place. Oh dear. Brownie says, lads, every transfer is a gamble, whether it's a play from La Liga or the Championship. As a Cardiff fan, there's good players who can make it.
Cardiff signed a player today, didn't they?
I think so.
Cardiff signed someone today, some worldie no one's ever heard of.
Yeah. I mean, he's Peter Whittingham, who, by the way, RIP, rest in peace and all that, loved Cardiff. In fact, him and his family loved Cardiff, and he turned down numerous moves to the Premier League.
Yeah, it's not often players are loyal these days. Very, very few players are loyal to the club and stay for their careers. Very, very few. You know, you can count them basically with two hands, really, can't you? Basically, the last 20 years or so. Not even that, maybe just one hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think now off the top of my head. Okay, you've got the likes of Totti. He stayed, didn't he?
Yeah, Maldini.
Nesta. Batistuta, didn't he stay? He didn't go from Fiorentina. You know, it's not many of them. I was going to say Raul, but then Raul left right at the end, didn't he? Right at the end, he went to China or India or something like that, didn't he?
No, he went to. I think he went to Germany. I think he went to actually. What's his name? Schalke.
Did he? Yeah, that's it. He went to Schalke first. Yeah. Because he was on his way to stay in his whole career, but he managed to leave to get to play.
Even Xavi did the same thing as well. Most of his career at Barcelona in the last year, he went off to China or something like that.
Yeah, China, yeah. So it's not many of them who stay their whole career.
I can don't lose the ball now. Keeper will love you for that. Jeez.
God, keeper's in no man's land.
Oh. Get the ball, you twat. Did not see that winner coming from Leipzig, by the way. They did nothing in the last 20 minutes to merit that goal.
Be against the run of play.
Oh, too many touches. Just take the shot, guys. Here's another one from John. Can you imagine if United lose to Sevilla tomorrow in the semi-final? Is it tomorrow? Bloody hell. Can't be tomorrow's Champions League, but if it is, it'll be a fucking meltdown. The last few seconds, guys. Not looking good for Atletico. Oh, you idiot.
Yeah, we're literally down to the last.
In the last 30 seconds, really. I'm in literally 4:30 now. I'm on. And the cramps now come into place. Yeah. Oh no, it's fine. Suddenly, of course it is. They've bottled it. Still going though. Let's keep it in the corner, yeah. Jeez. How's that not a free kick?
Got cramp now. They've got cramps, a few of them.
Yeah, you're
Take it out. Yeah, that'll be a leg.
Oh. How's that free kick to Leipzig? Fuck's sake. Now Jimenez has been booked for winning the ball, apparently. Okay, now. Literally 44 of Leipzig fell and slipped on his own arse. And he's got a free kick. And Jimenez got booked. Now Galesman ain't fucking messing about this year, is he? He's taking out all the big boys. Took out Mourinho in the last round. Simeone in this.
Yeah. His CV's looking better and better, isn't it?
Oh, here's a little ball going off now. Yeah, Athletico lost their heads.
And this will be the first time then
a
German club, apart from Bayern Munich, is in the semi-final since 2013. 2013 was Dortmund last time. And before then was 2002 was Leverkusen.
Yeah.
And you know who it was before then? Because I was looking at this the other day. Because I was in an argument with someone because they're saying the Bundesliga is just as good as the Premier League. I told them to fuck off, basically. But the team before the team before Leverkusen in 2002 was 1983.
Oh bloody
was
hell.
Hamburg.
Bloody hell. Game over. Done. Leipzig have knocked out Atletico Madrid. And also, fucking hell. Atletico are never going to win the Champions League, are they? Seriously.
They're just, it's difficult, isn't it?
Oh, it's difficult.
It's difficult. It's really difficult to get to that last, that final step of the, it's difficult, isn't it?
Well, fair play to Leipzig. As we said before, Leipzig have now gone through. They'll be playing PSG next week in the semi-final. And unless PSG bottle that, they'll be expected. They're going to be red hot favourites for that because of the experience they have and players they've got compared to Leipzig.
At the end of the day, it's whoever performs better on the day. It's all over now. So well done to Leipzig.
Natasha's just saying in the chat, Werner shouldn't get his medal if Leipzig wins the Champions League. Tell that moment to cry in a corner in Chelsea.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Yeah. Fucking have Leipzig go on to win and he's told them where to stick it this whole time.
Yeah, that's right. I was just looking at Brown. Yeah, that's right. It's Dortmund early 90s. I think it was 93, 94. Also got to the I think it was the final of the Champions League, but they basically it's been like three times in 30 years that a German team apart from Bayern Munich has got to the semi-final. So their German football's record is not great in the top European competition,
especially when you compare it to English teams. But hey,
yeah.
Let's just go through the stats now. 56% of the possession went to Leipzig, but for the last 20 minutes, apart from that goal, they didn't actually do anything, Leipzig, from what I can see. They took their chances.
Interesting. Of course, PSG are going to be the heavy favourites, aren't they, on the day? But
because
it's
to be favourites because of the financial firepower they have.
They've got the players on paper. They look better, but the thing is, the game of football's got to be played. And Leipzig could have, a better day. They could, PSG could have a few wobbles and miss a few chances, and Leipzig can score on their chances and win the game. It's happened so many times up through history.
Yeah, Brownie's saying Dortmund got to the semis in the 90s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Them is early 90s, I think it was 93 or 94. And then since after then, it was 2002 Leverkusen, 2013 Dortmund.
Yeah,
and this is, of course, apart from Bayern Munich. We're talking about Bayern Munich. It's such a dominant team there in Germany for so long.
But also, with Bayern, they've only become dominant again in the last decade since 2012, I think it was. Because up till then, between the 10 years prior to that, after I don't know, going back further than that actually, 2001 when they last won it. Beforehand, they're going through a stage where they were like us, they just couldn't be competitive again in a sense. So they get to the first knockout round of the Champions League out every season. They're going through managers like fucking Fine Tooth every year as well. But it just so happened that in 2012, it all just clicked for them. And since then, they've just got that dominant force again like they used to.
Yeah.
But even then,
and Brownie's right. Yeah, they did. They got to that. That's what I mean. They got to that final. I think it was 93, 94. So that's, of course, they got to the semi-finals to get to the final. Of course, they had that. Yeah, that year they did very well back then as well.
Yeah,
but it's not very often. That's the thing. It's not very often. The English teams are there a lot more.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of Spanish. There's a lot of Spanish and Italian dominance in periods as well. But it's. I was
saying a couple of minutes ago.
It's good to see a few different teams involved now, though. Paris Saint-Germain, you got RB Leipzig, and then the other semi-finals. Okay, you got the old. You got the old faces there. You got Bayern Munich and Barcelona tomorrow, and then you got City against who are they playing again?
Lyon.
Yeah. So Lyon are an outsider as well. So you look at maybe a City Bayern Munich maybe
possibly
semi-final, and then
if that's the case, Bayern Munich, you'd think with the pedigree they have and how they've been since the restart as well, they'll absolutely tear City to pieces.
Yeah, Hamburg was 83. I saw the last time for Dortmund early 90s. Hamburg was 83. So during the 80s, there was a lot of English and Italian dominance.
Yeah, Liverpool. And
then, of course, there was the whole Heysel. And the whole Heysel thing happened, of course, and all that. But
even since then, in recent times, English teams have done really well, especially since the early 2000s onwards. Dominantly, we've got. We look at
the teams we've had there. We had Leeds got to a semi-final, didn't they? Leeds got to a semi-final before they went bust.
Newcastle as well.
They got to the quarterfinals at least. They get to the semi-final. No, they didn't get to the semi-final, did they? They
got the semi-finals of what's called the Europa League, UEFA Cup.
Yeah, the UEFA Cup. But in the Champions League, it was we had Leeds. They was in the semi-final. We had Chelsea win it, United win it.
Two semis in the final.
Liverpool have won it.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal have been to the final.
I think
Yeah.
And obviously City now their second semi-final as well.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
But I think I was saying there was one stage in the early noughties where literally the last day, quarterfinals and semi-finals was predominantly all English teams.
Yeah, didn't we have did we have the final four or something?
But one year we had three of the final four spots was English teams.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 years.
I think we had all four. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember now. But
last year was the first time ever there was an All English Europa League and Champions League final.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Some semi-final, I'm trying to think now. Oh bloody hell! I think we went for 6-7 year spell of what was then top four: Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, dominating Champions League, getting to the last 8 semi-final stages every year for 6-7 years, and then obviously that fell apart because we got too cocky and let the European teams catch up with us.
So who do we think is going to win the Champions League this year then? If we look at the teams now, how they've been playing so far, what do we think is going to be the final, and who do we think is going to? Who do we see getting to the final, and who do we think is going to win it?
I think if Bayern win tomorrow, they'll win it. If they don't go through tomorrow, it's open house. It could go to any of them. But City will be red hot favourites because of, again, financial firepower and all that. But hey,
I just think City are really up for it. I think they're really, really up for it. They've got a good team.
Yeah, what a kick and tick that would beat UEFA as well. So I think that's
exactly. I just think I think that's motivating them. That whole thing there is just really, really got them giving them a bee under their bonnet. They really want to do it, and they are. I mean, they are just as good a team as Bayern Munich. They are.
We've got an imposer in the chat. Imposter. You wouldn't know the ball was blew up or stuffed. If you say so, it's not coming from the person that's got not even got an image on his avatar, and using.
Jesse Lingard's great, isn't he? He's a brilliant footballer.
And all the players you decided to use as a profile name, that's the person you chose out of the millions of players you could have chose. Scores one goal. What's it? 2 goals in a year.
Oh, was that guy lost a bet, didn't he? He said he'd bet something. Yeah, he'd bet that Lingard would go the whole season without scoring.
He went down to the last game.
He was on to getting a nice little bit of money then, and he scores last minute of the season. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you could have made it out.
Bitter stuff.
I think that was always going to happen when the guy then put it out in a tweet or whatever on his social media that he'd done it 2 games before the end. Keep if I'm that close, I'll be like, no, keeping it in house. I'm not telling no one till it's happened. And then afterwards, you go, by the way, guys, boom. This is what I've done. Because you don't want to fucking jinx it. It's like in that final, the FA Cup final, and they build up to it. At the Emirates are doing their that thing where it flashes all up because you got a screenshot and all that. And I happened to screenshot it. It said Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1, but I didn't tell no one until I was at full time. I was like, read into it what you will, and send it out to everyone. And like, you jammy. Connor was on any story, like, you jammy bastard.
Jesus.
I want to jinx him. But yeah.
PSG will want to win it as well, So if you got PSG in one semi-final, they'll probably beat.
You're sorry, go on.
They'll probably beat Leipzig. I think they're going to be the favourites to beat Leipzig. You're going to have a PSG, probably a PSG, Manchester City final. I think that's what I think.
Imagine that UEFA have a meltdown. The 2 financial firepower houses of
the 2 Qatar. It's basically Qatar. You're playing against Qatar.
Yeah. No matter what happens.
It shows you how well financial fair play works, everybody. You've got the final between the 2 richest clubs run by the same consortiums from the same country.
Possibly.
Yay! Yeah, could end up being that, yeah.
Imagine that, the fucking meltdown UEFA have to over it and just build up for the next few days, build up to it.
And if they win it, City, Jesus Christ, that's going to stick it in their noses, stick it up their noses, isn't it? Like Brownie's saying, I mean, yeah, that's really going to stick it up their noses, isn't it?
Oh, dear.
Oh, what a mess. What a mess.
But with that, we're going to wrap things up now. GSM coming on. Obviously, back at same time tomorrow for the Bayern Munich, isn't it? Bayern Munich, Barcelona tomorrow.
Bayern Munich, Barcelona. I have a feeling that's going to be a more entertaining game, to be honest.
I hope so.
I think there's going to be more happening in that game, even though this game had a better had a decent second half towards the end, the last like 30 minutes. But that first half was drab, wasn't it? Really drab. But yeah, be a better game tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and thanks for having me on. It was always a laugh.
And if you haven't already, guys, do subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of the shows that are going out in the next few days, in the coming weeks. And yeah, we've obviously got a quiz coming back as well. Who Am I quiz, not this Sunday, next Sunday. But once you sort the time out for that, that'll be announced on Twitter as well. Just sorting out all the guests, this, that, and the other. But once the wheel buried at the end of the time, that'll be out on Twitter. But until then, enjoy the rest of your evening and see you tomorrow.
See you later, guys. Have a good night.